Oh yes, everyone's favorite topic, politics. Well, this isn't even about politics more as it is about politicians. This isn't about Democrats versus Republicans or liberals or any of those. We're not talking about the GOP. We're not talking about lefties and Republicans and this and that. Who's better, who's worse. No, we're talking about every single person in politics. The politicians. And basically, right to the point, they are the weakest of society. They are the lowest contributors to society. They are the nobodies that couldn't take it in the real world, so they became a politician so they could live an easy life doing practically nothing while being paid very well. Because I'm not here to glamorize or idolize one or the other's favorite slave owners. I'm here to talk about politicians in general. Because yes, your little idols, your little gods, your little celebrities, politicians, whether it be Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, or whoever the hell you are a fanatic about, are slave owners, and you are their slaves, following them on your knees, like, can you give me some more? Like little pansy asses. But that's a whole different video of its own right. What I'm specifically going to talk about are politicians in general, from the President of the United States all the way down to your local government, meaning your, in my case, Michigan governor, Michigan politicians, representatives, and so on. And the message is very straightforward here. I'm not gonna, beat around the bush. Politicians are the weakest of the entire human collective. We're talking the people who least contribute to society, the weakest mentally, the weakest physically. If they're a politician, it's because they can't cut it out in the real world or any other job that actually contributes to the world, that requires real effort, that requires real strength, that requires anything at all, skill-wise or strength-wise, mentally, physically, or otherwise. If you become a politician, it's because you're weak, because you are fragile, and because you don't want to actually do anything to improve the world. You just want easy money by doing basically the equivalent of going places every now and then, having fancy little dinners, and talking about stuff. That's literally it. It's not that much different than YouTube, essentially. Like people who dedicate their lives to becoming a YouTuber. See, I just do this as a hobby. But there are obviously people who make a career out of this. But here's the difference between a YouTuber and a politician. While yes, a lot of YouTubers are fake like politicians, at least YouTubers contribute to the world in some sort of way that's meaningful. As such, they provide entertainment. They provide a fan base of what they like, things like that. Where politicians, they don't do jack shit. They don't even provide entertainment in that way. So YouTubers provide more than politicians, contribute more to the world than politicians, put in more effort and hard work than politicians. And it's just fucking making videos. So that is how weak and worthless of a human being you have to be to get into politics to begin with, and at all. That is your way of saying, I give up, I can't take the real world, I can't go to a real job and actually contribute to society. So I gotta become a politician because I'm a good for nothing nobody. That's literally the foundation of what a politician is and what you have to have mentally and emotionally and physically and all that to go the path of being a politician, is literally knowing you're a good for nothing nobody that can't contribute to society and can't cut it out in the real world. You're the weakest of the weak. You're the lowest of the low. You're a good for nothing nobody. And that's all there is to it. So that's why I always find it funny when there are all these people that actually do contribute to society and actually make something of themselves, and they idolize these weak losers of life that are politicians as if they are somebody. It's just like, damn, it's pathetic. It really is pathetic. It's like the lowest of the low somehow convince people who actually do something with their lives, brainwash them into thinking that they're these like gods and you should idolize them and follow them and defend them with all your passionate fury. Oh yeah, man. Well, what do? Oh, they sit around, they sometimes stand, and they talk. That's literally it. Maybe they travel here and there and do things, but mainly it's just talking with some travel and sitting down and talking. It's like, it is the most pathetic job you could ever imagine. It is the most easygoing job you could ever imagine. And it's just like, come on. They dress up in their little suits. It's like going to fucking tea time with your daughter, man. Get into a fucking suit, think you're all good looking and shit. Oh yeah, I got my suit and my tie and my little shoes. Sitting around the table talking to other humans. This is like, that's contributing nothing. And then on top of that, I mean, what the fuck do these politicians actually do? Nothing. They make the world worse. So it's just like, I don't know. Like, how can these people actually like politicians at all? And it's just like, I could go and be a politician if I had no self-respect, no dignity, and like zero pride, I guess. I don't know. If I had zero respect for myself, if I had absolutely no dignity. I mean, for fuck's sakes, porn stars contribute better and more to society than fucking politicians do. I mean, I could provide you any other job. Janitorial people. It's not the most glamorous job, but it's an honest day's work. You're cleaning up, you're keeping people, from catching sickness and shit like that. You're keeping the place looking clean and tidy. That's more than a politician can say. Like, a politician doesn't clean up. Politicians only sit around and talk. They walk around and talk to people. They stand on pedestals and talk to a fucking audience or something like that. But they don't fucking do anything. So yeah, all politicians, every single one of them, I don't care, blue, red, liberal, Democrat, Republican, green, I don't give a fuck about any of that. Every single one of them suck. Every single one of them are the weakest, most low-life losers in the entire universe. They provide nothing, they do nothing, they are nothing. And that's all there is to it. They're not good enough to cut it out in the real world. They're not good enough to provide any sort of skills or learn any sort of skills to contribute to society. So what do? They become a politician. And you dumbasses go and glamorize these low-life losers as if they're a god. And you defend them with passionate fury because you're all fucking retards. Congratulations. So with all that said, until next time.